how we got here. Let's just say it wasn't off the road through possibly one of the worst bits of off-roading I've done in about a year. We just won't tell Steph any of that. We'll just say there's a lion. He just happens to be next to us. And there he is. So this is the male who's been hanging on the peripheries, not too close to that female who's about to come into estrus. And I think he's playing the smart game. Oh, yawn. Half yawn. And the smart game is he's actually going to wait for that lioness to actually properly come into estrus, and he hasn't wasted energy and time chasing and fighting while she's not fully in estrus, and he might just swoop in and claim the rewards. Oh, I just saw the other male behind you, Brian, but I think I can see half a lion in the bush. Anyway, thank you very much, Karen, who has answered my Nkuhuma question. The Nkuhuma Pride were first seen in Djuma late 2006. So I wonder where they came from, Magnaletti or Kruger. Either is possible. Well, it's quite nice. He's actually up and about a little bit. Normally, they'll be fast asleep. Charlie says, we're so lucky to have a bounty of lions to watch these days. Indeed we are. Charlie, I remember the days where we used to struggle for lions from time to time. But that's how it works out here. Everything goes in cycles. Giving himself a good lick. Just trying to see that other male had his head up for a second, but he's put it down. I'm pretty sure the rest of the pride. What I see, I think that's the other male. You see him, Brian? And I'm trying to see. I think I can see some bellies beyond. I think the rest of the pride might be in this little thicket here. There we go. Here's at least two. Is that lionesses, both of them? Yeah, and the male's actually a bit further to the left, I think. So, I wonder where the cubs are. The cubs are probably not too far away. All snoozing still. Now he's still doing a bit of grooming. It's going to be interesting to see when that female comes into full estrus. Now Liz says, wow, it looks like he's just been beaten up. He looks pretty good to me. Normal male lion sort of scars. Nothing too serious. Not a proper male lion unless it looks like you've been in a fight. That's why with photographs you can always tell the difference between a captive bred lion and a lion from the wild. Wild lions are full of scars and nicks and tears, and they're quite often, or very often, always having a little bit of a limp, whereas those captive bred lions you often see in photographs are those picture perfect, not even a little scratch on the schnoz. Ooh, looks like he's going to growl at a fly for a second there. I do find it highly amusing when a great big male lion growls at a tiny stable fly. Oh. Now, this is the largest member of the order Carnivora in Africa who's going back to sleep. So let's go across to Steph, who's got the smallest member of the order Carnivora, looking for a meal. Head up. Hello, Fatty. Yes, we're back. I wish there was a way to get into where the cubs are. Unfortunately, there isn't. So we've been having some incredible sightings of the Nkuhumas, Birminghams and the cubs. Andy in Kentucky is saying he's really been enjoying all the cub sightings we've been having. But are all of them expected to make it? If that was the case, Andy, it'd be very, very uncommon. Normally in this part of the world, lion cubs have about a 70% mortality rate. So only 30% are expected to make it. But we are in a drought, so there's a good chance that that rate will go up. There's plentiful food. Another thing that's sitting well is the Birmingham boys are about 6 years old, so in their prime, it's unlikely that another coalition of males is going to be able to challenge them for their territory. Now, the biggest killer of lion cubs is male lions during pride takeovers and changeovers. So during the coalition changeovers, that's when most cubs get killed. And they'll kill any cub under 3 years. I'm just going to try to move a little bit forward. That one lioness has got her head up. You've got a gap through there, Brian. Here we go. Now that's the youngest Nkuhuma lioness who has got the attentions of the Birmingham boys at the moment. And the rest of the pride and cubs are just off to her left. We can't really see though, unfortunately. They're about... Where's my finger? Oh, I've lost my hand. More left, more left. Ah, there. They're in there. All spread out through there. Right on the edge of this little gully system. Now, like all the big cats, lions have a very short gestation period. Emma was asking that. It's between 90 to 110 days. And if they lose cubs, they come into estrus very, very quickly after that as well. Sometimes within a week of losing cubs, they'll be mating again. He's phlegm grimacing from the ground. Lazy, lazy lion. Oh, at least he's raised his head a little bit. That's the other Birmingham boy who's here at the moment. Now, yawning, grooming is generally a precursor to movement, and we are getting to that time of the day. Oh, get lost, you. She's been trying to avoid his attentions for the last 3 days, but with not much success. Now they are quite hungry, so hopefully they have a successful hunt this evening. Oh, big yawn. Now, Mia in Illinois is saying, do lionesses have a preference for scarred males versus non-scarred males? No, Mia, they have a preference for who's the most dominant. And in a male lion coalition, that changes constantly. There is some research to say they prefer darker maned males, but at the end of the day, a male lion who's the most aggressive and is able to push off the other suitors wins. Now, the theory behind the dark manes is that the darker the mane, the higher the testosterone level. Oh, big yawn. Oh, he rolled over. Yes, he did. That immediately grabbed the attention of the other two. Oh, there we go. You can hear a bit of growling. I think he might get snapped at. What he's doing is he's moving himself between the lioness and the other male. So silly. Can you hear the cubs, Brian?
No, just what he does.
Oh, you can just make out the cubs. There we go. In the background there. They're also starting to get moving. So I wonder if the Nkuhumas are going to have success on this windy night. Windy nights are better for the big cats to hunt. Well, Jay Atkinson is wondering how lions manage to keep their teeth so clean. Well, if you actually were to have a closer inspection, they're not that clean at all, Jay. But it's just probably from use and a pure protein diet. So quite often teeth are stained. If you look at a buffalo or giraffe, impala, it gets stained by the vegetable matter that they eat. So with a pure protein diet, they don't really get those stains on them. But if you look closely, they're not teeth. They're not very clean. They've got plaque. So we're going to sit here, see if there's anything happening with the Nkuhumas and Birminghams. While we do that, let's go across to Steph so he can bid you a fond farewell. I'm going to spend our last moments of today's sunset safari with the lions. And hopefully they'll have a successful hunting evening and we'll catch up with them on the sunrise safari as well. Now, I think Tingana did exactly what Karula did not that long ago, and actually jumped into the camp from where we were. We couldn't really see, so maybe he's after camp bushbuck tonight. That'll make Brian happy, because they are the pilferers of his sunflowers. Oh, and he's going to follow her into the excuse me, darkness, and we are left with one very lazy lion. So let's reverse back. Valeria in Massachusetts says, since I got the fox quiz right at the beginning of the safari, I would like to get another look at the fox thumb. And I thought foxes are scared of lions, Brian.
A little bit.
So I think that fox thumb's hiding in its hole at the moment.
We'll be out there.
Maybe it'll pop its head up just now, just before the end of the show. Maybe not. It is close to a big cat, and foxes are scared of big cats. I still think this Birmingham is playing it smart, waiting for that female to actually get into estrus before putting all the effort in. So I think when she's actually ready to start mating, he's going to charge in, chase the other guy away who's doing all the protective work, and then claim the mating spoils. But we're about to end today's sunset safari. It's been wonderful having you.